Maniac, I just ordered Bobwhite hatching eggs and I don't have a clue what I'm doing. Is there any way you can make a quick startup guide or something to help me through so that I'm not so paranoid and worried about this? I got your messages. I got your comments. That's what this video is about today. And for all of those that have Bobwhites, hey, maybe this is sort of a refresher. Maybe you can learn something new. And maybe if not, hey, put in the comments something you can teach me that will help this community learn more and grow together. So let's get into this video. Good morning, everybody. It's your boy Maniac, and today we're going to be talking about Bobwhite Quail. And hopefully y'all liked the last talking head video that I did, because this is only the second talking head video I've ever done. So if you do like it, please let me know in the comments. And if you don't like it, upon request of one of my buddies at work, Todd Bryant, if y'all don't like the talking head videos, just put it in the comments below. That's Todd with one D. Yeah, he thinks he's special. He can't have two D's, so he just wants that one. So if you don't like the talking head videos, put in the comment, Todd Bryant, stop giving Maniac advice. But let's get into it this morning, because I'm here doing my thing, trying to help y'all with what we have learned in our journey. By no means am I a genius or a professional. This is strictly my opinion and my opinion only. We're going to start it out with some, I guess we'll call it bullet point one. As always, I have my bullet points in front of me. I don't script, so this may not sound like a perfect talking head video, y'all, but I'm going to do my best. But I figured I would write down all the bullet points that I could, because I don't want to miss something. And a lot of times I make videos and I'm like, man, I should have said that. So that's what I'm doing here. But point one is, I think that Bobwhites, I don't care how many times you've raised them or whatever. I don't care. I think the wild in a Bobwhite is so hard to take. That's why I think they're so hard to take care of, because they're just wild. Coturnix quails, you can tame. You can tame them. I mean, you can't make them where they'll just follow you around like chickens, but they will get to where you can get around them and you can spend time with them and you can touch them every now and then. A Bobwhite is not that case. That is one of the most skittish birds you will ever meet in your life. They will be wild as heck no matter what you do. So I think that is one of the main reasons why they are so hard to take care of. And if anything, the slightest thing is off with a Bobwhite, you're going to lose those Bobwhite. You may not lose them all, but it's a good possibility you will. Number two bullet point. You need to pair your Bobwhites with Coturnix quail if you can, because Bobwhites are, in me and my wife's opinion, they're just like turkeys. They're not really as smart as a Coturnix quail is at first when they're babies. We honestly believe that they forget to eat and drink just like a turkey does. But what we have learned by pairing them with Coturnix quail, we just raise them, put them in the same brooder. The Coturnix quail actually show them where the food and water is constantly. But if you try to raise a whole bunch of Bobwhites in the same pen, you'll notice that some don't eat or drink like they should. So in my opinion, and my wife's opinion, I would raise them with Coturnix quail. We've raised as many as 8 in a pen or 10, and y'all, they just forget to eat and drink. I'm telling you, I think that is one of the main problems. So try to pair it with Coturnix quail, and I bet I guarantee you're going to keep a lot more birds alive. If y'all stay tuned to the end of this video, I have a huge surprise. My wife surprised me with it. I can't wait to show y'all. It may not be that huge of a deal to some people, but the people that love and care about Maniac Nation here knows what this means to me. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I got a surprise to show you. You also want to grind their feed. I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying the smartest thing, Bobwhites are really tiny whenever they're born, really tiny. And we've found out that if we grind our feed, then they tend to eat it a lot better. They tend to last, they tend to make it through that I'm scared they're not going to make it phase. So we do grind our feed, and hey, we honestly believe it'll help them grow much bigger, quicker too. Bullet point number 4. They are very temperature sensitive, extremely temperature sensitive. If that temperature goes off now she does 99.5, I always do 100, but I mean, they're so close together, it doesn't matter. But if you're to sway from any of those temps at any time, if they're to get a little cold or too hot, guess what? You're going to lose those quail. Even if they have a place to get away to, I mean, it's terrible. But you will tend to keep them better if you have it too hot than you would if it was too cold. If it gets too cold, you're going to start losing bobwhites like crazy. All right, tip number 5. Pay very close attention to this bullet point number 5. I keep saying tips. They're the same thing, y'all. But this is very crucial. You may want to put rocks all inside of your waterers. You may want to make it to where your water can't tip, can't sway, can't rock, can't knock any water out of it. Because if these birds get wet, it is so extremely hard to dry them off in time and keep them warm through the process. You're probably going to lose a lot of quail. Bobwhites are super sensitive when they get wet. And in our experience especially, you got to make sure they never get wet. All right. Number 6. Eggs for a bobwhite are not like a Coturnix. They are not like that. Coturnix, you're in lockdown on day 15. You're hatching babies on day 18. And we normally keep it running until about day 21. We just always do that. We do end up with some extra birds. However, if you do go past, like, say, day 19 or 20, on day 21, sometimes those birds don't live as long as the others. They are the ones that are usually start to fall off. So we do leave them in there a little longer because we're trying to get all the bang for our buck. We need every hatch. We need everything for our food. If we're to sell anything like that, you want to get bang for your buck no matter what. Bobwhites, on the other hand, take 23 days, right, Alita? 23 days to hatch. So they're longer than a Coturnix quail. Now, there are people that have hatched them a little earlier, but normally they're going to be somewhere around a chicken or a few days past a chicken. They're kind of like, what was it, Alita? Pheasants, yes. They're kind of like pheasants. Sorry, y'all. Even though I have bullet points, I got to have my wife help me out here. And like I say, this is only my second time, so, hey, I'm not going to be perfect, correct? All right. So they do take longer. Generally 23 days, you'll start hatching bobwhites. Okay. Bullet point number 7. You need to take those birds, those bobwhites, you need to get them out of that brooder within 2 weeks. If you have Coturnix or turkeys in there with them or chicks, you want to get them out of that pen because bobwhites are extremely aggressive birds. They're super territorial when it comes to males, and they will remove the beaks off of all of your baby turkeys and all of your Coturnix quail. They will mess the heads up on the quail for sure, but they're definitely going to take the beaks off of all of your babies. So make sure if you are mixing your bobwhites to help them survive to that 2-week mark, you get them out of there, because in our experience, this has happened every time. So we know, get them out within 2 weeks. So that right there is some awesome advice we spitting facts, y'all. We standing on business with what I just said right there. Number 8, they are crazy aggressive. So make sure that you're keeping, y'all know me. I am a 5 female to 1 male guy. I believe that. That's what I stand behind. Bobwhites are super aggressive. Now, this is after you've taken them out of the brooder. You multiply that by 10 times. They're even worse than they were in the brooder. So make sure that you keep your male and female ratios down, because you're going to have a whole lot of fighting. A whole lot of fighting. Bobwhites are known for just being killers, I'm telling you. There's really no... number 9, there is no different pen size. Some people say, oh, you have to build a totally different pen for bobwhites. You have to change the structure of everything. No. In our experience, and all the people I know, y'all, that it's the same exact pens, because, I mean, they do grow bigger than a Coturnix quail, but it takes them so much longer to grow. You can have Coturnix quail ready to go in 8 to 10 weeks. Bobwhites, you still waiting. Bobwhites are like, shoot, I wouldn't even attempt to even look at them to get ready to get rid of them for meat or anything. 12 to 14 weeks probably. Now, people disagree. This is my opinion. This is us raising here on the mountain. This is how much we feed them. You can't aggressively feed them. You can pack the weight on them and all that. If you can afford that, if you can afford that feed bill and that maintenance, that's fine, you know, but this is all in my opinion. But they do take longer to grow out. There is no different cage that has to be built. And if I can ever stress the fact, you definitely want to, this is tip 10, so, or bullet point 10, you definitely want to make your pen, I would say, no further than 25 inches deep. You can make it as wide as you want it, but don't make it more than 25 inches deep, because you need to be able to reach the back of that pen. If you can't reach the back of that pen, you're not going to catch that bobwhite. We're just spitting facts right there. Those bad boys are wilder than you've ever seen in your life. So it's going to be extremely hard. If you can't reach the back of that pen, guess where they're going? But if you can reach the back, you can trap them in a corner. You can use a little net, whatever. I don't build any pen I have. I'm 6'4". I don't build them further than 25 inches deep because I want to be able to reach the back of that pen. When I'm coming to get you, I don't want to stand no extra work, no extra business trying to get you out of there. Number 11, by packing it down with so many birds, you're going to have birds going crazy, going everywhere. They're not like Coternyx. Coternyx will stand there and a bobwhite, they're going to be going nuts. Some are going to be hitting the roof. Some are going to be trying to fly away. They're going to be running everywhere. And you're going to have those that are just sitting there waiting. First time you open that door, I'm gone. I just need you to know this. So, I think most of my doors are at least 2 feet wide, but I think the tallest door I have is like 14 inches is the opening. It's like 14 inches, I'm pretty sure. On all, one of them is 12. One of them is only 8 or 9 inches tall. That was my very first build years and years ago. You learn over time, y'all. So if you've built a pen and the door is really big, like I'm saying, it's really not that hard to fix. Just take you a piece of wood, put it in there, a piece of plywood, and make the opening, bring it down, shorten it up. Just add that plywood, and then when the door closes and opens, they only have that little bit of play that they can fool with. But they are extremely flyaway birds, I'm telling you. Now, a Coternyx, when it hits the ground, y'all, they can't fly for crap when they take off. You can catch them. I can let every quail out of my pen and catch every one of the Coternyx quail and put them back in the pen by myself. So can my wife. But you let bobwhites out, those birds are extremely strong. They can fly really far, and they've never flown before. Now, they can't fly as far as a wild one, but they can fly far enough that if more than 2 get out, you're probably not getting them all. So that is major important advice that I can give you. Try not to build the wide doors, the big tall doors, and try not to make them too wide because they will fly out. Now, let's say you've opened the door and your bobwhites fly out. What in the world am I going to do? Well, we're facing that right now. We lost all of our bobwhites. And everybody's like, well, how'd you get the female back? Well, luckily I had a male, 4 or 5 males in my hospital that were being healed from a bird. Like I said, they're very tough animals. They are mean. They were healing in the hospital. So I had a male. So what we did was we just threw feed on the ground. Because y'all, if they have lived in that pen for, I'd say at least 3 weeks to a month, those birds only know that pen is home. They don't know about the wild. They don't know nothing about the woods or nothing like that yet. So when they hit, they're not really going to go far. Look for a dark spot. If you have a boat, look under that boat. Look under your car. Any tarped areas that you have, they probably ran under there. Say you still can't find them or you still can't catch them. Throw feed on the ground, y'all. Just throw it on the ground. Leave those birds alone. Matter of fact, you probably don't want to come back till almost dark or the next morning. But you know me, I'm worried about my investment. But if you'll just go out there real calm and just stare. If you got binoculars, use binoculars. Look out the window. Look from your porch. Those birds are going to come back to that pen. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are going to come back to that pen. And hopefully you can run over there pretty quick. They're going to sit still. If you got a dip net, I would recommend you have a dip net. And with a long handle, you will probably catch quite a few of those birds before they all find out where the woods are and we're not coming back because we don't want to get caught. I've lost what bullet point number we're on. I have them numbered, but I skipped around, so it doesn't matter. But the next thing that I can offer you, let's say you don't see them. They're not coming to the feed. It can happen. We've had that happen. Okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take all of the females and separate them from the males and keep the males in pens separate from the females. Those males are going to start calling out like crazy. They're going to keep calling out, keep calling out. The males are extremely hard to catch. The females, they're hard, but nowhere near as hard as a male. But if you let those males sit in that cage by themselves, they're going to be calling out a lot more than they've ever called out. And y'all, all you're doing is using that just like a call box, calling up coyotes or any kind of predator box, you know. It's going to call them up, y'all. It's going to call them right up to that pen. You may only get 1, 2, if you're lucky, 3, but who cares? Because all you need is one to reset your population. Does it take longer? Yes, it does. Are they harder to keep? Yes. Y'all, we've lost quail. Like all these tips that I'm giving you, we've went through. So don't think if you lose some bobwhites because in the brooder, or you lose bobwhites after they leave the brooder, or your hatch rate don't go as good as you wanted it to. We've done it too. Nobody is perfect. You haven't done anything wrong. You're just educating yourself. So hopefully all these tips that I'm showing you are working. That's what I'm here for, to help you out. When y'all send me messages, I'm spitting them. I do want to give a shout out to my boy Michael Cook, who made me all these leather binders. He lives out in Texas, and I'm able to keep my notes as you see here. He actually made me quite a few things. I always wanted one of those things that looked like an explorer, but he gave me this portfolio folder. Look at this, y'all. Is this not amazing? And Michael Cook, we love you. We appreciate it. But I always wanted those little leather nostalgic books like you see here. And you just untie the little leather thing here, y'all, and you put a little notebook in it. I just think it's cool. I can take notes when I'm walking on my farm. I can write down let me tell you that. You better write down some information. You'll forget a fruit tree, a fruit bush. You'll forget how many animals you have, all this crap. So shout out Michael Cook. I appreciate it. And if y'all like the Talking Head videos, please put in the comments. Let me know if you like it. Please click like and subscribe. And I want to leave you with this. Bobwhites are an amazing journey. They're one of the funnest hobbies that we've ever had, but they're one of the hardest hobbies too because they're so finicky. So have fun with it. Or maybe you're doing it as a business. But no matter how or what you're doing with bobwhites or coturnics, educate yourself. Just like you that are watching this video right now. You're making one giant leap compared to most people, because a lot of people just want to jump in there. I don't need to be told nothing. I don't need this. I don't need that. Y'all, we all learn from somebody. My mom and dad taught me a lot, and my brothers have taught me a lot. People I've ran into throughout my life have taught me everything. Jumping into bobwhites, being a know-it-all, you're going to get in a mess. I can promise you that. Or any animal. There's quite a few animals that can give you trouble. I have the surprise that I need to show y'all, and I'm going to do that right now before we close this video out. I've been waiting to show y'all this. All of y'all know that somehow one of the doors got opened on my baby pheasant pen, and the pheasants got out, and we were just going crazy, and we tried to find them. There was nothing we could do. And my wife knew how much I loved them and knew how much I wanted those babies to make it. And y'all, it's been hard. And the weirdest thing, she quit producing eggs like right after that, like immediately before that probably. So my wife surprised me with this, and I want to surprise y'all with it. It may not be a big deal to y'all, but it's a big deal to me. All right, as promised, I've been waiting to show y'all this whole video. Y'all check this out. My wife surprised me. Actually, my daughter showed me accidentally, I think. And I looked at them and they knew how ecstatic I was going to be. So let me introduce y'all to something new to the farm that I thought we weren't going to have. Look at this, y'all. It's a pheasant, baby. It's a pheasant. Yes, it is. Look at that beautiful little pheasant. Now, is it a male or a female? Not real sure. Not yet. It's pretty young, so we won't know that yet. But look at that. We may have only added one pheasant, y'all. Maybe only added one. But at least I got that one. The ones we lost, I'm so heartbroken over. They probably didn't make it through all the predators we have here, y'all. But this thing right here, I'm so thankful for. And a lot of you sent me messages. Man, I'm sure hate that. I wish you could at least caught one of them. Yeah, me too. But we got one. She ended up laying an egg, and y'all, you know how scary it is to have one egg, and my wife was just going, I don't know if it's going to hatch. I don't know if it's going to be fertile. Then once it's fertile, you got to worry because they're very finicky too on the hatching. And y'all, how old is that pheasant now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks old. So it's been here for 2 weeks. So y'all cross your fingers, say a prayer for Maniac Nation, y'all, because I really want these pheasants. Now, if it's a boy, it's not really going to help me that much. It probably is a boy, but I really want females. But y'all, just the fact of knowing I have an extra pheasant in case something happens to one or the other, not to mention we've learned more, we've educated ourselves more. So when she starts producing eggs next year, we're going to bring this pheasant population back up here, just like our Bobwhites. And just so y'all know, how many Bobwhite babies we have? We have 4 or 5 Bobwhite babies. I can't wait to show y'all. They're in the brooder. Like I say, be very careful, mindful of your, I try not to mess with them, handle them, nothing. But I told y'all we was going to take one male and one female, and we're going to rebuild that flock. It may not be this year, but it could be this year that I end up with quite a few Bobwhites. But if not, hopefully I keep those 4 or 5 alive, and we start out next year with a bang. I hope you have enjoyed this talking head video, and I guess we're going to wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every one of y'all with the nice comments. Tell me where you're from, and tell me what you like, don't like, what you want me to talk about, elaborate on something a little bit better, or maybe you want to know, just, I don't know. I may sit down and give you a backstory of me or something one day. You never know. But until next time, I am your boy Maniac. Always thank you for watching Maniac Nation. We out.